What is up, guys? It is Thursday, September the 8th. I tried to put my video out the other day, got a copyright strike. Most people couldn't even see this thing, so we're going to try it again. I had to take the other one down. This is about my fifth attempt to try to redo it. Once again, I want to tell everybody thank you who's supporting my channel. I got people that come and watch nearly every video. Melissa Layton, Justin in Buffalo, Jennifer Romero, Rebecca Lackey. I got Patricia, Kim Erickson. All these people are great. We got all the channels. Well, even can't forget Daniel Dillon in Wisconsin. He's been there since the beginning. He started putting out some good stuff. He does some things nobody else really does. Little short clips, but he'll find things on TVs, little subliminals that people usually miss. Some other small channels that nobody gives much look at. Jaded Jody. She always has wind blowing in the camera, but has some pretty good stuff sometimes. Documenting dangerous skies. I love what you're doing, dude. Zion Warrior, Matthew Rogers. One of my first people I communicated with was Stroppy Me, Ian over in Australia. I hadn't seen much out of you in a while. Got Steve Dreyer. Dill Martin does great stuff. Chris Potter, one of my favorites for a long time. There's so many people. Mr. BBB, BP Earthwatch, Rex Barrett, the Leak Project. That's one of the hardest working dudes on YouTube. He gets more great interviews than anybody. That's also where I found Jason, who has the Master Jace channel. He's got some great things, and everybody does different stuff. People like the Zion Warrior and Documenting Dangerous Skies. Myself, Matthew Rogers, we do a lot of stuff out taking video. It's time consuming. It takes a lot of work to support these guys. The guys like Jeff P. and Chris Potter and all these other guys. It's a lot of time to put all these things together that people are submitting. So support these guys' channels. Let them know you appreciate what's going on. Anyway, let me get to this video. This was sunrise on the 4th. We had our fourth child, the night of the 3rd, and we were coming home. My wife wanted coffee, and it just so happens we had a great view of this. Here we go. Crazy sky. We'll play it through. I'll try not to stop it. And then we'll go back. I'll point some things out.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Now you notice the cloud that's always there is there.
Very red, huh?
But we rolled up right at the right time to get this. Yeah. Incredible. I video the sky all the time. Coming home from having the baby. It's 7:09.
7:09.
I never see red skies like that.
What's the date? September the 4th.
Unbelievable. I just rolled the window down. The camera fogged up. A little bit of issue. I'll get it straightened out here in just a second.
The camera has fogged up.
I also want to thank all the people on my YouTube or on my Facebook page on the Search for Answers. People like Brian Gray and Brett in Australia, Paula, Stephen, North Carolina Skywatch, who puts out some great stuff. I'd like to get his stuff on my channel if we could. Tina, my mother, one of the best supporters out there. I love you. Can't forget Mike. Mike is my go to Zeta Talk guy. But let's look at this now. Really having a problem with the humidity, but it focuses back. Look at the edges on this sun. Is that the sun? I don't know, but obviously straight edges.
Watching the
Look at that.
sunrise with the new baby.
Look at the yellow in the background, the red in the front.
Keeps coming outside.
Straight edges. We are going to see two suns, multiple planets.
So it's total.
Probably didn't catch that, but you will when I show it back. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, that was funny.
Just trying to freehand this thing. Just look at this. Terrible camera work. I'm sorry.
Watch the sunrise. Yours, baby.
That is not where the sun just was. And I'll show you that in a minute too. It was down here. Look over here too. Sudden, whatever this object is covered by these clouds. I believe it says same planet. I've been seeing for months. The planet's got a hole in it that's been shown all over the place, or that I've seen all over the place. I don't see it a lot on these channels, maybe a few.
Get the sun down
You know, all of us need to work together on this. We're piecing this thing together. I think most of us have a good grasp on it. Sometimes we forget that we have new people watching these things, and we need to make sure we're explaining what's going on. And what I believe is going on is there's an entire second solar system coming from that direction. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's why we see multiple objects, different colors, different patterns on them, different color and shape lens flares with objects trying to hide it. Sorry, I'm sick, guys. I've been sick for a few days. I look, the big giant sun. The cloaking device is back.
Yeah, come back up.
And when this thing is lit up, you can't see anything except for it. Just think of having, a few mini mag lights standing out in your dark yard at night, and in front of those, have some people standing holding large mag lights.
Watching the sunrise.
You can see all those. Look at that fairly well. Even the smaller ones you'd be able to see in the background. Until somebody comes up and puts a couple million candle power floodlight in front of all of them, you can't see any of them. Just the one. That's how this is working, in my opinion. Look at that big cloud hiding it too. They missed this slit though.
Yeah, she's trying to.
That's where it's all at.
Against the
It's all right in there.
opening, like, no.
Just look at that, guys.
I don't want to come out.
Hiding behind this light. It's I don't know. It's crazy. Now, people always ask, why don't you see this thing? Why doesn't everybody see what's going on? For me, I was just talking back and forth a little bit with the Zion Warrior, and I heard him say the same thing. I haven't needed to see it for a long time to see the effects and know what's coming. But there's things going on that we've never seen. Uh, Here, let's just start with this. This was one of my first videos I made when I went to the beach, Tybee Island, Georgia. This was from March 17th. Now,
Oh, look at that.
I want you to notice sun, second
That's
sun.
very red, huh?
We've got these other planets here too around. Nobody seemed to believe me when I was saying that's what was going on here, that these orbs everywhere are other planets. Now, I hate to break it, but they are. But now they're just a little different, and I'll show you.
Coming home from
Now we can
having a
play this
baby.
video out. You know what that is.
It's
Sorry.
7:09.
See if I can get this thing off of here.
Oh, what's the date? September the 4th.
Start this back. Good, about 30 seconds.
Oh, look at that.
Get this back up. Sorry. Like I said, I've tried to do this a lot of times. That's not right either.
That's very red, huh?
So it's going to be a little rough, whatever.
That's very red, huh?
Terrible. I'm no
Oh,
video
look at
editor.
that.
I'm an emergency room nurse. This isn't what I do. Now look at this. Let's just start here. And I did some screenshots of what's going on. Notice the big bright sun, whatever you want to call it. Look behind it back there. That is a different object. Now, looking around up here too, you can kind of make out what could be some planets. Can't say for sure. But as we roll on through the screenshots, still see it. Again, we've got that haze at the horizon. That's a little lower than normal today. That's or back on the 4th. That's why we can see the stuff going on. And let me just scroll on through. 47 seconds, 51. Now this is where it starts to get a little interesting. And where to me it proves 100% we've got something crazy happening. Now, notice these trees, this tree line. Now I do drive forward a little bit in this video, so it'll affect where it is up and down, but the height's going to be the same. Now, you can see here, as it's starting to be covered a little, you can see these orbs starting to show up. That blinding light's being covered. So we're starting to be able to see these background objects. Again, starting to see them. Look. None of that's provable. This, however, is 243. Look at the big limb sticking off of this pine tree where the bottom of the sun is. Perfectly straight lines I've drawn. We move ahead. 301. So it's still here at this big line, at the big limb here. I'll show you that in a minute. So that was 301. We'll go forward. 329. This is gone. The super bright light it was giving off, you can't see it. It's gone. You can't see it at all anymore. Instead, what you see is this. Tell me that's not a sun. perfectly round. And I think it could be the same thing, maybe. Let's just look and see where it lines up at. There it is. It's becoming more clear. Perfectly round. Another object behind it, even bigger. And look over here. This, to me, is obviously the planet that has a hole in it. Let me show you that thing. That thing I've seen all over the place. And it's kind of hard to deny it. Look at, we can start back here, some ancient artwork. Up here. Tell me that it's not the same thing as this. Get the hole. It's the Death Star planet, what some people call it. Let's look at a few more. I don't know where this came from, but it's the same thing. People see it. People know what it is. Look at this. Ancient. From the Alaska Skycams. Boom. Another image of it. Boom. This was again from my video a while back. Look up here. There it is. Now look at the difference in the size of it back then in March to now. That is massive, guys. That thing is way closer. And this isn't even the main evidence. This isn't even what I'm trying to show you here. More of them. Another, we got the satellite imagery. We got the reflection. We got it showing up on lens flares. We've got more ancient depictions of it. Gods coming down on that planet. Whatever. Um, let me keep going. As we roll on through, there we go. I highlight that. I highlight the second big object in the background. And this, which, looks like the sun. People act like they think it's impossible because they can't see it with their eyes. Even watching this live, you could see crazy things were going on, and I could see this was happening, but it was so hard to point out. Even with my wife there, it was hard to point it out. Now this is at 3:47 in the video. 3:47. Look at where the bottom of this, which is now looking like the sun. If you're looking at it live, that looks like the sun, but it's not. Remember where I showed you when that other one went behind here? It was at this limb, this branch. This one way up above the trees at 3:47. Now here we go. It is still, this planet, the hole's getting covered by clouds now, like they're being controlled, which I've said since my first video. And then at 4:17, what comes back with the big, gigantic, blinding sun. And as soon as that happens, none of this other stuff is visible, just like I was saying, that planet with the hole still there, just barely, because this hasn't made it all the way out, but it's about to. We're all the way up now to 5:13 when that thing comes back out, so you can clearly see the defined edges. I'm kind of with Jeff P on this. This may be a cloaking device. When you put a perfect circle around this thing at 5:13, it's still not cleared over the trees. It's not. But yet, what looked like the sun way back at 3:47, a minute and a half before, way clear of the trees. Not the same objects, two suns, the big planet, all these other planets around, which are, in my opinion, the same ones I caught back in the middle of March, except they're way closer, way closer. There's no disputing this. Not if you have any kind of brain. It's what it is. Here all the, I don't know what, I don't know what else to say to people. They just don't get it. That's fine. I don't put out as many videos as I would like. I'd love to put some more research time into this. I'm trying to take care of my 4 children and my wife, my mom. Not take care of her, but plan for this so I can take care of everyone. Look at that. I believe that is one of the moons. You can see it. I don't know, man. It's all there. It's all there to see. You just gotta look. You just gotta look. Look at this. These are raw pictures. These have not been tampered with. This is straight off of my Canon HF R600, which I couldn't afford to buy at all. I just caught a display model at Walmart that they marked down to $100 for me. It's like a $400 camera. Things like that happen. They line up for me to be able to do things like this. Look at this. Is that not crazy? It's freaking nuts. The thing is so bright. You can see none of the other stuff. None of it. It's all gone. Now, getting back to what I was going to show you. If that's not crazy enough for you, let's go back. All these crazy planet pictures, looking like I'm 100% convinced that these clouds are being controlled. Um, One reason you can see all the time are these waves in the clouds. Look at that. Those are frequency rate waves, like ripples. So the clouds are being pushed through the sky. I want you to look at this object right here at 313. Now, I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. We can look at it again. Because when this SpaceX rocket collapsed, I'm going to show Kevin Flynn's video of it. He does some good stuff too. Check him out. Watch what comes across the screen here from right to left. And just check this out.
We'll focus on just a couple of frames. Do you see anything strange? The entire structure
30 frames
bends
per
and
second.
vanishes into another dimension. Right, your congressman today. What you're seeing here is like straight out of an episode of Fringe. And it's not until you slow this down to this speed and hit pause can you possibly see the incident clearly as it defies the laws of physics. And it gets even worse in the negative spectrum. Are you ready? Check this out. The explosion. Let's slow it down even more, and we'll focus on just a couple of frames. Did you see it? Let's zoom in and try again. Even at this speed, it's difficult to see what triggered.
Right to left.
Even at this speed, it's difficult to see what triggers the explosion.
I've been seeing crazy things like this in the sky for a while. I've documented all kind of crazy stuff. You guys that follow my channel know. But watch this. Let me get back to this thing. It was at 313.
It's very red, huh?
Said I'm not a video editor. Coming down from right to left. I don't even know what programs these are. This is just some stuff that came on my little Toshiba, which has been running terrible, but it's still getting it done. That's why it sits in 30 frames per second from the top left. I went too far. There it was. There's all those clouds with the ripples, sound wave indicators that it's being pushed. Some kind of frequency pushing those clouds. Top left, here we go. There it is. Now look at it compared to this guy.
Down even.
This thing goes across the screen in a third of a second. 1/3 of a second. And watch this one. Each frame is 1/30th of a second, so 10 clicks will be a third of a second. 1, 2. Again, about a third of a second, and it's gone. Interesting. That's why you can't just take these videos and all these guys that I mentioned earlier. Everybody knows that. You've got to go back and look at them again because there's more to see than you can just see with your eyes. Again, guys, keep documenting. I think everybody that I've mentioned, everybody that watches, we all know what's going on. We're all getting ready, getting our spirits ready, getting our families as prepared and safe as we can. Blue Star 712, I will be back in touch with you guys. I really appreciate you guys getting in touch with me. Dropping me, I'm missing your videos. Steve Dwyer, get back on. Man, you're one of the most convincing channels that I had watched in the beginning. You and Chris Potter, entertaining. Dill Martin, you do a great, respectful job of sharing everybody's information and putting that out there. Jason, Master Jason, that dude digs deep, pays for research papers that can back up this stuff, just stuff you don't ever see. All you guys are awesome. Now there's some channels that I've lost a lot of faith in. They may be obvious by the fact that I didn't mention them here, but for the most part, I think almost everybody that's part of researching this is great people. We got to stick together. We got to collaborate, and I think that's what's going on more now than ever. Richie from Boston, I've started watching his stuff. He does a good job. Don't agree with all the stuff, but it's good. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. You guys be careful. Pay attention. Stay safe. And keep your eyes to the sky.